Yeah, it's really nice to have all those things working together.
Yeah.
The other thing I came in with was this bass patch called Blossom that I really liked. It was kind of like growly without being overly aggressive. We ended up moving it from the verses to just having it on the hook, but let's play it, see what it sounds like.
I kind of made it more aggressive, I'm sorry.
I think this properly is like a Juno sound. I think that's what it's really replicating, which I only like learned about kind of recently. Like, it's really funny coming up with the vocabulary for what even is the sound. Yeah, what's the sound? And like, there's some things that you can kind of like wub, 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 like say vocally and be like, oh yeah, it's a wub. Like, I know what you're talking about. But for stuff like that, like,
bass,
how do I even make that sound vocally? Like, as a vocalist, that being my like highest fluidity, proficiency instrument, sometimes it can be hard for me to explain what I want without having the literal vocabulary for it, which is a lot of my motivation behind learning how to make songs. Yeah, exactly. So we can like talk on similar terms. You know, oh yeah, you want to talk about Devil Lock? You love that stuff.
I've been putting Devil Lock on everything recently. Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds cool. It makes things just sound grimier, and then it's just also like warmer, and you get to crush stuff a cool way. It makes it all just kind of like glue. So like without it, obviously it's a lot quieter.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. I EQ'd it because it had like all the low end. And I liked it, but I was like, oh, I want to just have like the more like the high end to it. And add, like,
and we already had the sub under. Yeah.
So we added like literally the sub 37 over here to it just to have the same notes and stuff. So I put the Devil Lock on, and it just sounded kind of more grimy, so I could fill in a lot more low mid stuff, and then the sub 37 could just handle more of the sub. Added Infinity Bass by Slate that just gives you more like low end and stuff. Put them in a little group, and then we have a cool bass.
I love bass. I love it so much.
Yeah. And it's simple. It just fills in like so much more space now, and even like width and stuff to it too. Kind of like the Juno bass does. It just sits a little bit better, you know?
It does.
Because before this was like, I feel like with basses sometimes too, I like to split up what their jobs are, because I'll just like cut out some of the like sub frequencies of some basses if I just want like the tone of it, more of like, I call it like the face, like kind of like the forward part of it, I guess. That's going to be kind of like more heard on every kind of monitor or like speaker or phone
on your
or
iPhone
whatever.
speakers. Yeah.
But then always just making sure like there is that kind of like that sub frequency in pop that just like is really round, that sine wave that just like really hits.
Yeah, you have to like have the car rattling at some point. Like, that's my favorite way to listen to music.
Totally. So I like to do that with basses a lot, where it's just like you get both sides of it now, and it like you glue them together, and then they just make a whole new sound that just sounds even better than just the one bass by itself. Because I mean, you can find tons of basses that sound good like that.
Yeah.
So, but it's just fun. And how we recorded this was kind of fun. Like
all the guitars, that was really fun. Yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah, because we basically, we like made 3 different tracks, and we had like 3 chords, right? Or I guess like you're arpeggiating those like 3 chords.
Kind of moving between those 3. Yeah, that's the progression here.
But I wanted them to like carry over and like feel like they're still sustained throughout. So we recorded it like just each chord, and then had her just let it ring out. Cuts there for that second part of the verse.
Yeah.
But it sounds seamless, but it's just, I wanted it, when we cut off, like trying to transition to each chord, it sounded like, again, like too natural or something, where like in a good way, but also just like, I wanted it to sound just like super sustained. Like it was just like this dreamy, like almost like a harp like thing, you know, where it's sustaining.
Yeah, it's like idealized in that way.
We originally
without the squeaking. We didn't want to make it like a really guitar-y song, and I feel like sometimes having the string squeaks on a guitar can be like, oh, there's a guitar happening now.
Yes, yeah.
Like,
especially with acoustics, right?
Yeah.
You just hear that so much. But it's cool. But yeah, we just added some delay and reverb and all the other, good stuff to it.
Pull some of that stuff up?
Yeah.
See what they're doing?
I just brightened it up like this. This thing is dangerous, though. This FG36A, whatever. Like, I might have turned it off. Because it can, like, it's all that extra high.
Yeah, it's super hissy,
So it's hissy, but it's cool. Maybe I left it off, but I wanted it bright, so I brightened it up.
Oh yeah, that's for.
Kind of got rid of some of these stuff. Not too much. It's compressed pretty heavy, just so that it all sounds like you can hear each note very individually.
Yeah.
Echo boy. Like without the.
Oh my God!
Cool.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So that LX is that reverb?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. There's definitely a lot of reverb, and that's probably why it flows so nicely into each other, and it doesn't sound like oh, clearly this is 3 different takes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that helps too, because I mean, we wanted it to be dreamy and sustained, so like all that delay and reverb just kind of helps with it and stuff. And I didn't really like cut it too hard here, but like it cuts out. You know, that little part. Yeah. We did the same thing kind of with the guitars, but you just played like the big chords.
Yeah, I love this idea.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this is one of my favorite parts of the whole production because because I really like that stuff that makes it in towards the final stages of production.
Yeah.
When like things are starting to get really nitty-gritty. Like I think my favorite part along the journey of creating and releasing a song is the stage in which I feel like I have the most creative control. So when I'm like actively writing the lyrics or I've already written the lyrics or figured out what the what the structure is overall and like some of the instruments, and I knew what I'm gonna do next. And it just amped me up to have something new in the later stage of a production when I thought like, this already sounds good. How much better is it going to get? It got so much better in my opinion.
Yeah, you know, it was fun. Because when you first showed it to me, I was like, dang, this song is sick. Like this feels like it could be just done. But I was like, let's just like strip it back down and then like build it back up because I feel like that's the best way to do it. We basically just, I mean, I have that like pedal over there, the dream pedal or whatever. That we played the guitar through, and it goes great amps, but I just like amped it again and put some overdrive and some chorus on each one of these guys here, and then put them all in a bus, and then put some more delay and reverb on it, looks like. And I wanted it to be mostly just like the stereo, really wide and bright stuff for the verse, but still be like soft, so you can tell it's like distorted, it's overdriven, but it like is like filtered in a nice way where it isn't like abrasive. Usually this delay and the reverb kind of helps. That sounds, you know, more aggressive, a lot of low end, which is good, but this kind of mellows it out. Just splashes it, blang, 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 like makes the whole hook just come to life. Like, without it, like it's cool. This sounds fire.
It sounds good still, but it's nice because the highs get filled up too. Like adds so much more energy that way.
Yeah, it just goes next level.
Yeah, I feel like it's also such a detail that you wouldn't expect. It's not like, hey everyone, I'm gonna teach you how to make a dance track or UKG inspired dancey pop track.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's like, oh, now we're going to add a ringing out electric guitar. I don't really think that's part of the formula, but it sounds good here. And actually, you were inspired by worship music for this idea, I think. Yeah,
because I mean, like in like Christian worship music, it's always just these big, like kind of overdriven guitars with tons of like echo and just, you know, delay, reverb, bow, wow, wow, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, it'd be sick just to have something like super washy like that. It's high end. I feel like that's what it was kind of missing here, which is nowhere near UK garage music, but
nowhere
it's
near.
Cool to steal elements from different genres.
Well, I would say this is genreless. Like, I don't know that this like belongs on any playlist that's specifically for like one genre or another. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it's my music, and it's probably pop if you need a blanket term for it. So it is what it is. But I like it. I hope people do too.